created by COVID-19 pandemic has brought a lot of critical issues to light, like the lack of digital transformation within industries and the lack of technological support to healthcare workers. With time, several AI-based algorithms were developed to track the spread of coronavirus. While this made headlines everywhere, disruptive technologies like artificial intelligence were a part of the healthcare and biomed industry for a long time now. Hello listeners, I'm Apurva from Analytics Insight, and I'm in conversation with Dileep Mangsuli, Executive Director and Head of Development Center at Siemens Healthineers, to shed light on how technological innovations are helping physicians, medical staff, and healthcare providers correctly diagnose illnesses and determine the right treatment plans for faster recovery. Hi Dileep, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Apurva. Great to talk to you.
So let's start this session on a great note with you giving our listeners a brief about Siemens Healthineers and its visions and objectives.
Apurva, I come from Siemens Healthineers, a company that is right now focused on solving the world's biggest problem, the health. We are a team of over 66,000 people across the world, with a revenue of nearly $18 billion between Siemens Healthineers and Varian, a company that we acquired very recently. We are a company who are focused so much on developing the solutions for healthcare industry, and our focus and mission has been developing medicine that's going to be more precise, value that will shape the future of health delivery, and improving the patient experience. This is one of the most important things for us. How do you improve the patient experience? And this is all going to be done with digitizing healthcare and creating innovation solutions on the digital side. Talking about innovation, India is becoming the future hub of innovation for Siemens Healthineers. We committed recently to invest 160 million euros. That's about 1,300 crores in building the next innovation hub in Bengaluru, India. And I'm heading the center here, and we are a bunch of talented engineers here who are trying to make a difference to the world by creating the futuristic healthcare solutions.
So, as you said, the company is focused on developing medicines that will improve all the overall aspects of the healthcare industry, right from, patient satisfaction to, creating solutions that will easily diagnose illnesses. So for doing that, what were the challenges that the company faced, and what did you do differently to overcome those challenges?
Great question, Apurva. I think this has been a challenge that is being faced by the industry for quite some time. We have been talking about affordability, accessibility, and accuracy in healthcare, and this has always been a huge challenge. And in last 1.5 years, you won't believe it, the amount of acceleration the digital got. That is actually making medicine even more precise. I think one of the things I can give you a simile. In the past, we always found it difficult to find a location and how to move to a location. And over time, the technology has evolved, and we use today GPS to go from one place to another place without any difficulty. And we can devise 10 different ways to reach that destination. And healthcare is a similar thing. Think about it. If I know how am I today, and if I need to get better to a particular health level tomorrow, how to get there is what we are trying to solve.
Right.
And this is where precision health comes into play, where you can create a personalized route for one's health journey from point A to point B. If I have today a particular disease, I need to reach a healthy position. How can I reach there? By 2 or 3 different ways, and that's going to be more precise for a particular patient. And that is a journey that we are trying to do it. And there are many ways that we are trying to do it. And one is, of course, the digital. And we'll talk a little bit more about digital AI and the solutions that are really helping us get there.
Right. So to leverage precision healthcare and basically to create technology that will make healthcare more affordable and accessible, as you said, what are some of the advances that have been made over the over the past few years in the medtech arena, and what is your opinion or your insight on those advances?
So if you think about last several years, the few things I mentioned earlier about creating a better access, creating affordability, as well as bringing accuracy to the medical field has been done with different ways. I think one has been, of course, the advances that were done in terms of creating better sensors or better imaging possibilities, better creation of images using a lot of data points. So this all led to a better imaging, better understanding of the human body. But in addition to that, I think what actually transformed the healthcare, and it is transforming further, is creating insights. Insights is where a clinician will be able to make a better judgment. Today, a clinician who has a better understanding, vast experience, can look at an X-ray and make a judgment immediately.
Right.
A clinician who understands the ECG, has seen hundreds of patients, will be able to look at an ECG and will be able to tell immediately that a person is having a heart attack or not. But not everyone is an expert. Now, here is where the insights that are coming because of the digital foray into healthcare is helping us get there. The data that is coming from a lot of patients, a lot of population is helping us in creating AI solutions which can give insights to make a better judgment. In today's world, nearly $3 trillion of money is wasted because of errors, medical errors. But the errors could be because of a misreading or a misdiagnosis, because of that, a wrong treatment. With the AI-based solutions where clinicians can get a better judgment based on the insights coming from AI solutions. And that's the future.
So as you rightly pointed out that, while experienced physicians can easily pinpoint a certain glitch in the diagnosis, and according to my understanding, Siemens Healthineers are creating AI solutions that help, they're creating AI solutions that are, easy to understand, less complicated to use, that can, omit the possibility or the chances of having errors or, misreading the diagnosis. And, in that perspective, what are, other AI-based solutions that Siemens Healthineers is working on to leverage precision healthcare, as you said?
Apurva, it's a great question. In fact, as we speak, the solutions of AI are increasing by the day. Today, in Siemens Healthineers, we have more than 65 AI-based solutions that are in the market, helping clinicians with better decision making. And I'll also give you a couple of good examples. COVID, as all of us know, it's a big setback. Right? Today, our solution can help in COVID detection through AI. When a CT scan is put through AI algorithms, it automatically detects and qualifies patterns that are commonly present in COVID-19. This makes it easy for clinicians to know if a patient is having COVID or not. In addition to this, we have a solution called AI Pathway Companion. And this AI Pathway Companion actually gives a personalized understanding of a particular patient, taking the data of a patient coming from genomics, blood sample, data from diagnostic imaging, and other historic data. As they say, to treat a disease, you need to know the patient also better. So this will help there in making it more historic data to be personalized. So these are very important. And secondly, look at one more solution that we have called AI RAD Companion. This is also launched by Siemens Healthineers. This can give a decision diagnostic. If a person's chest X-ray is taken, it will be able to tell if a scan shows any abnormalities like pulmonary lesions. If an MR image of a patient's brain is taken, it automatically segments different brain areas and highlights deviations. So these are all automated through AI solutions, and these can make a huge difference to mankind and clinicians in the long run.
So, amongst all of the AI solutions offered by Siemens Healthineers, where does the concept of digital twin come in and how is it being leveraged?
Well, a digital twin is something that I'm really excited about its possibilities. If you think about it, a twin by definition is, we always talk it as identical twins or twin. You pinch someone and the other twin will get the pain, right?
Yes.
And digital twin is similar, where we are trying to really create based on all the data that is coming from a human being. We talked about GPS. On a cell phone, you have a GPS, and from GPS, you'll be able to know where you are and how do you get there. Now, on a digital twin, what we are trying to really create or recreate is biophysical data. Collect all the data coming from a patient or from a person. Don't call him a patient. From a person, which is going to be on his daily routine as to what he eats, what he does, what kind of exercise he has done. His data coming from genomics, his data coming from blood samples, his data coming from heartbeats that are measured on his wearable devices. And you create a twin which actually behaves identical to the physical self. And if there is likelihood of a person to get a heart attack a day early or a few hours early, based on the symptoms, it can tell you that you are likely to have a heart attack or are likely to have this disease. You better go get it tested even before it manifests into a serious condition. So that is a transforming way of knowing beforehand what is likely to go wrong with your body. So that is a digital twin we are excited about. Today we have the digital twin of a heart of a person, which can be continuously monitored. I mean, these can be useful pre-disease and post-disease, post-therapy as well. Post-therapy, one will continue to monitor the person. A digital twin of a person could be with the person as well as with the clinician. So clinician can know when things are going wrong. So does the person. So it's a very exciting future where one can predict what is likely to happen and how can it be treated.
Okay. So more than ever, there's a spotlight on the healthcare industry since the beginning of the pandemic, and new names like telemedicine have made news, and even the general public is now aware about some of the trends from the healthcare industry. So what are your views on these current trends, and how are you geared to meet these trends, or the new expectations that patients and people are going to come up with in general?
This is a great question, Apurva. I'm really glad that we got the acceleration that was needed for digital to move quickly in healthcare. There's a lot of talk in the past about digital being a transformative thing in the healthcare. But in last 1.5 years, this has actually made an irreversible change. I'm pretty excited about the possibilities on this telemedicine. Today, people are absolutely okay to have teleconsultation, and this is going to continue. And if you think about even what is happening with India as well, government is coming up with this new digital health stack policy, which is going to really create a digital, identity for each one in terms of a health ID. Which will make the data of every person available for every other clinician to use when patient gives the data. And this is what we all are excited about in the industry, where possibilities of creating a better outcome using the data, anonymous data that is going to be available, and providing a far better treatment to people is going to be the future. Gone are the days where when you move to a new doctor had zero understanding of your health condition. But today, with the new technology that is going to be implemented, this is there in many countries, but it's going to be coming in India as well. It's going to really create possibilities of every clinician knowing your history within a press of a button. And his decisions will be far more informed, far more engaged, and they will be able to spend far more time with the patient to give a better treatment. And like I said, it's not just about one particular digital outcome that is coming from a device. It is combining these device outcomes into creating the outcome which is going to be acumen for a futuristic treatment. And that is a very exciting possibility. And I am personally very excited. And as a company, we are absolutely committed, and we have made a commitment for India to be the futuristic digital hub and a digital innovation center to make that innovations for healthcare from here, but not just for India, for the rest of the world as well.
Absolutely. So a company like Siemens Healthineers is, in a way preparing to revolutionize the industry with digital innovations like digital twin, as you said, falls back on incredible leadership that is making the vision of the company possible in reality and make all the plans be executed in real time. So can you shed more light on how the company is mentoring the key developments for the next generation of leaders in this industry?
Great point. And we strongly believe in one thing, that any company, if they need to grow, they need to have the best people around them. And we are fortunate to have some of the best leaders and best talent in Siemens Healthineers. And I'm absolutely, pleased to share with you that last Friday, we were also declared as one of the best healthcare company to work in India. And we were ranked 51st in the best companies to work in India. Great places to work in India. This is a huge achievement, and this came in because of the talent that we have and the policies that we have. And we strongly believe in one thing. It's a high performance culture that we believe in. We moved away from, rating system that we used to have for people. We believe in a continuous dialogue with our employees, where they know how to improve continuously. They also give a feedback to the organization continuously. It happens on a monthly basis at the worst. At the best cases, many times, it happens more times as well. And we also work with a lot of top talent. There's such a good talent around in Bangalore as well as in India. We identify people who are absolutely dynamic and very promising leaders, and we put them through an accelerated leadership path by exposing them to different and tough challenges. And we also identify every year around 60 top talent across the globe and put them through a journey where they get exposed to even international challenges. It's about knowing customers, knowing the problems, and how do you solve them. And we also give them some of the best mentors across in the country, across in the company. I myself mentor a few people from India as well as the rest of the world. And we also believe that it is not just the young people who need to be mentored. We also believe that even the senior people need to be mentored. And we call that as a reverse mentoring. We get mentored by younger talent in the company. And we try to understand what works for them and how do we need to change continuously. Because it's all about making sure the company is moving with the same direction. There is no pulling in different direction. And that's what we work with.
The point that you spoke about, the reverse mentorship, where seniors get to learn a lot of things from the joinees, the new joinees and the young talent, and then you update yourself with what's happening, is I think a great takeaway for anyone who's listening to this and who's overlooking the hiring process or the managing process of any company. And as a company, you mentioned that Siemens Healthineers nurtures best talents. And if you were overlooking the hiring process, Dileep, What kind of professionals and skills will be in demand by your organization post this, COVID situation, and once the new normal actually goes back to being the old normal?
Well, look, I think healthcare definitely is going to be the field to be. And the purpose that is there in healthcare of solving the problem of health and, eliminating the pain of the people. That's a very, very motivating purpose for many people. And the skills that we look for is people who are committed, passionate, on a soft skill side, who want to solve the world's toughest problems. The critical technical skills, we look at today's biggest skills are in need of the AI, the digital data stack, full stack development, machine learning, AR, VR. We look at even cyber security because, as we are connecting more and more to the net, there is a more and more vulnerability to attacks. Cyber security is another big one. We also look at a lot of system knowledge, clinicians, people who understand clinical side of healthcare. So that, it's when you write a code, when you write a digital solution, you are not just writing a code, you are actually writing a life-saving formula. That's the understanding that we bring to people, that for us, like in aviation industry, quality has to be highest order. You can't be satisfied with 99.99%. You need to be 99.9999999%. And that's where, we bring in the best talent and the people who are focused on quality, people who are focused on solving some of these toughest problems. And, just to add one thing, we are going to continue to add a lot of people. Along with our natural growth, which is pretty good, we'll be adding additional another 1,800 people in Bangalore hub. And this is going to be our future for Siemens Healthineers. Bangalore will become innovation hub. Bangalore will become the healthcare hub for the region. And this will become the place from where the countries will be served. So that's going to be an exciting future.
Absolutely. I mean, as an Indian, even I am taking pride that Bangalore is going to be a hub for healthcare innovation, as you said. And I'm sure by now our listeners have a lot of insight about this buzzing healthcare industry, if I can call it so. And the aspects you've spoken about, like the concept of digital twin that will surely change the course of healthcare, the mentorship guidance you spoke about, and the fact that there's no room for errors in this industry, for which innovations like what Siemens Healthineers is doing is so important. So thank you so much for this very insightful session, Dileep. And I'm excited, and I'm sure even the listeners are curious to see what future developments the company is going to come up with.
Thanks, Shakulina.
Thank you, Anand.